The Anvil Splitter looks good on paper. 120% potential damage coming from 4 projectiles. This legendary mod could be a major upgrade for the Anvil, but does it have any downsides? We're going to check it out at close quarters, at mid-range, and at extreme distance. Let's take it to the range and see how it fares at all distances, examine its benefits, and uncover any potential downsides. So let's take the splitter off and just look at the anvil against this close range target. So this model takes a certain amount of damage, pops down, then pops back up. That's the closest indicator we've got to how much damage has been given at the range. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 3 hits from a standard anvil with no mods. Let's try that again. 2, 3. Okay, that looks fairly consistent. Let's put the splitter back on and see if we're really getting that extra 20% damage that the specifications would imply. I mean, it's an impressive explosion, that's for sure. 2. The same 3 shots at this range. Let's use the ferro as a baseline. Many of us are using it as our go-to against the arc. So let's see how the anvil and the anvil splitter compare at multiple ranges. 1. That's 2. 3. So yeah, the ferro's doing the same. They're all in the same ballpark, certainly at this range. But has the ferro got an advantage as we get further out? And importantly, does the splitter impact the anvil's base performance? So here we are at sort of middle distance. Two. I wouldn't expect much drop off from the ferro at this range. And there we go. 3 hits, the same as close quarters. Again, let's try the stock anvil first. The anvil, no modifications. Typically, the anvil's been good at long distance. There was talk of it getting somewhat nerfed. Let's see how it's faring at the moment. One, 2, 3. Oh, okay. That did drop. That's no surprise. The question is, are we going to see greater disbursement with the 4 projectiles, and is it going to be significant? Well, that shot looked healthy enough, as did the second. But the third didn't drop it. We're going to need at least a 4th. Okay, 4 hits. I'd like to try that again. I'm not sure that was conclusive. One, 2, 3, Yeah. 4. 5. Wow. Okay, 5. That's surprising. That's quite a lot of drop off. So early indications. 1, 2 would say that yeah, the disbursement is greater with the ferro and the splitter mod, but that was only 4. Okay. Let's just try it again with the stock anvil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's a little bit of inconsistency with both the stock and the splitter version. 1, 2, 3, and back to 3. Okay, so yeah, on that you give the edge to the stock anvil. There's not a huge amount in it. I'd like to do a bit more testing. And the 4th. Okay, the 4th has it again. So yeah, it does look like it's always going to be 4 or more with the splitter, and 3 was enough on occasion with the standard anvil. Let's grab some ammo. Let's take it out further and see, you know, where the performance drop off becomes significant. I think we can agree this is at range. So again, the stock anvil, no mods. In fact, let's try the ferro first as a baseline. So it's been 3 every time so far for the ferro. Can it keep it up at this range? Yes, it can. So that's no great surprise. The ferro's always been a reliable medium range rifle. Let's see how the stock anvil performs. One. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 5. It looks to me as though the base anvil has been nerfed a bit since Tech Test 2. Let's try again. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. That's a surprise. That really shows a lot of variation. Should we try that again? Oh, and it's down on 3. So I don't know what to make of that. I'm calling that Dispersion RNG. I'm pretty sure all shots were on target. Let's give it one more go. Two, 3, 4. Oh, that's wild. That's 5. That's 6. Now, I'm not sure this model is an accurate measure of damage, but it's all we've got to go on. Seven. Yeah, that's a wild difference. I mean, we've had 3, we've had 7. And let's put the splitter back on. Three, 4, 5. Okay. So it's sort of in the middle of the best and the worst of the base anvil. 1. 2. 3. 4. Yep, 4. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's not a great deal in it. It does seem that RNG is more important than whether you're running the splitter or the base anvil at this middle distance. And certainly the splitter does give you that visual effect that's rather pleasing. 3. 4. 5. Okay, some consistency there, but obviously it's a small sample size. One last go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5 again. Okay, so yeah, it's odd, isn't it? But certainly you wouldn't say that the splitter is behaving particularly worse than the single shot anvil at that range. Right, this is as far as we can go. This is the absolute max at the range. Clearly you could go further on an in-game map, but this is pretty far out. So starting off with the baseline barrel. 1. 2. Gonna need to reload. Oh dear, gonna need to ask for a mulligan on that one. That was a we missed that target. So still on 2. 3. It's a bit hard to see from 8 foot away from the 55-inch TV. 4. but 3 was impressive for the ferro at this sort of range. I mean, so far the ferro has been outshining the anvil, but that's no great surprise. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not looking good for the single shot anvil at this range. Okay, 7 and we finally got it. I really do think that is a nerf from Tech Test 2. Probably a nerf that was required. We shouldn't have a hand cannon shooting people all the way across the map. But yeah, it's a clear differentiator from the ferro at this point. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, 3. That's yeah, I didn't see that in real time, but that was 3, and that's let's reset this target. Because we've gone from 7 to 3, so it's not a lack of damage at range. It really is a dispersion issue, it would appear. And this is the single shot ferro. So let's put the splitter back on, see if that fares any better at this sort of range. Two, 3. Okay, 3 again. Bizarre. So certainly the ferro splitter has potential at extreme range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that it? Yeah, 5. Okay, yep, I can stop shooting. It's come up again. Better reset the target. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that 4 did it, and it also was the end of my anvil. We've blown up the anvil on the range. Fortunately, any weapon you blow up on the range is absolutely fine. You just go back to your base and come back out, and you've got the weapon fresh again. Not the case, I presume, if you're out in the field. But yeah, no harm done here. So I brought a compensator out. Now the compensator, as you know, is meant to help you with dispersion. I'm not sure how much that's been a factor up to now, but let's see if it makes any difference. So we're going for just the full range target again. maximum distance on that particular moving target. Well, not moving target, but animatable target with the ferro. Well, that was a little bit high, but hopefully that doesn't affect things. 1. 2, and we'd expect 4, 3 or 4 from this distance, probably 4. 3. There, and there we go. Yeah, at this range I'm kind of using the reticle to measure if there's any movement of the model at range. Let's try again with the anvil. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Wow. Yeah, that was with the splitter and of course with the compensator, which I imagine would help. It should be providing some value at that range. So let's try it with the compensator off. Two, 3, 4. Is that it? Yep. 4 again, with or without the compensator. Yeah, so you'd really expect the 20% dispersion reduction to have been a factor at this range, but apparently not. Back to the ferro, just to recheck the baseline. 3. No, not yet. 4. Yes, 4 from the ferros. Pretty reliable. So generally the ferro is more reliable, more consistent. And now just the base ferro again. Sorry, anvil again. No modifications. Two, 3. Oh, 3. There you go. It's a wild ride testing out. Look, I know this isn't particularly scientific, but I thought it was interesting just to see what to expect when you're out in the field. And it looks like, pretty good long range performance with some variability. Is that 4? Five. Yeah, 6. 5, 6. I may have lost count there. But yeah, a fair bit of variability there. So in summary, what to think? Well, certainly I wouldn't call the anvil with a splitter a shotgun weapon. It's great at close range. I'm sure a lot of us are going to be using it as our close quarters favourite. But out at range, I think it still has its place. See you topside, Raiders.